Hello guys, welcome back to the MMASucka channel and welcome to what is a new series I will be doing on the MMASucka channel, revisiting, rescoring and looking at controversial decisions in the world of MMA, more than likely the UFC, just because I have access to Fight Pass and I can rewatch the fights in question. And for eager-eyed viewers and listeners, this one will be revisiting John Jones versus Dominic Reyes. Before we start, so this episode might be a little bit longer because it's the first of the series. I'm still getting my sort of feet wet, as it were, on how to structure the episode. But for today's episode, I just want to go through the unified rules of mixed martial arts. So as we know, it's a 10-point must system. As of yet, we don't have any sanctions as to start fights with a minus point for weight misses or whatnot. So, that may be something we look into in the future, but it's a 10-point must system. And the prioritized criteria in MMA is effective striking and grappling, effective aggressiveness, fight area control, so octagon control. What we have to focus on is dominance, damage, and duration. Who is landing the more damaging shots? Who is dominating the round? And for the duration of that round, who was on top? Of course, we've got point deductions, which I'll go on to talk about in certain fights should they become an issue. But for John Jones versus Dominic Reyes, point deductions were not an issue. So, a little bit of context for John Jones versus Dominic Reyes. We got this fight. It would turn out to be John Jones's last fight at light heavyweight, sorry, before he made the move up to heavyweight. This fight took place February 8th from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, in the main event for UFC 247. Again, a little bit of context going further down the card. We'd also had a fairly controversial split decision between Dan Ige and Mirsad Bektic. Maybe that's one we look into a little bit later on in the series. But four of the six decisions prior to John Jones versus Dominic Reyes have been split decisions. That's pretty rare. That is pretty rare. We had Jonathan Martinez lose to Andre Ewell by split decision. Lauren Murphy defeat Andrea Lee by split decision. Trevin Giles beat James Krause by split decision. And like I said, on the main card, we had Danny Ige beating Mirsad Bektic by split decision. The only decisions on the card that were unanimous were Yusuf Zalal unanimously defeating Austin Lingo and Derek Lewis unanimously defeating Ilir Latifi. So let's jump straight into the main event of UFC 247, Jones versus Reyes. Round one. Fast start for Dominic Reyes. They exchanged leg kicks. So I've got my notes. Oh, you can't see it. You can't see it, but there you go. I've got my notes here, guys. So if you see me looking down, that's because I'm studying my notes. I've rewatched this fight, I think, well, multiple times, but I've rewatched it in detail last time. The fight obviously did go the distance, did take 25 minutes to watch. It probably took me 40 to 45 minutes to watch whilst pausing it, rewinding it, slowing it down, and whatnot. So round one, fast start for Reyes, very fast start. Came out throwing the kitchen sink at Jones. They exchanged leg kicks. Reyes catches Jones unsteady, kind of drops him, and then follows up with left hands. Reyes lands a good body kick, and he was throwing a lot of high kicks in that first round. On the whole, though, the high kicks were blocked. So we have to talk about the damage. Were they damaging shots to Jones who was blocking them? I'd say no. Even so, they were thrown. In the last minute, Jones was all pressure. We saw Jones on the back foot a lot in the first round, but in that last minute, Jones really put on the pressure. For the duration of the fight, of the round, however, Dominic Reyes was dominating the round. 1-0, 10-9, Dominic Reyes. Round two. Reyes starts the round with a big calf kick. He lands big on John Jones and keeps the shots coming. He keeps active. He keeps with that output. He keeps with that damage. and he is putting together effective grappling sequences. Jones catches a kick and lands a good straight on Dominic Reyes. Doesn't really do too much damage to Dominic Reyes, but it is an eye-catching shot. And Jones is constantly leading now, landing that lead left hook of his. It's a close round because John, he lands a heavy low kick. Reyes replies with one of his own, so it's tit for tat. Reyes lands a huge left uppercut and hook to finish the round. This is a really close round. I think the fight probably does come down to this round, but I'm going 2-0 Dominic Reyes, 10-9. Now, for me, the challenger, Dominic Reyes, needs one more round and to hear the final bell, and for none of the 2 rounds that he loses to be 10-8, and he has won the light heavyweight championship, dethroning John Jones. Round 3, Reyes again opening up with that big high kick like he did in the first round, but it partially lands. It doesn't land flush. Is that an effective shot? That's only for the official judges to say so. But he wades forward into a momentary clinch, lands a good knee, but Jones circles off, breaks from the clinch, and looks for space. Reyes then lands a hard body kick. Reyes is, at the moment, he's winning this 3rd round. Like I said, on my scorecard, he needs one more round to win the entire fight. But Jones responds with a straight right. Reyes is visibly slowing down now, and this is that championship metal of John Jones that we've become accustomed to seeing across his entire career. He's throwing leg kicks, but he's certainly, like I said, his cardio is arguably failing him. He lands a good counter left to the body, but Jones's pressure and octagon control are beginning to take over. And as we know from the unified rules, like I stated earlier, fighting area control. He is dominating the octagon. John Jones is deciding where in the octagon the fight takes place. It's a John Jones round, so I've got it 2-1, 29-28 in favor of the challenger, Dominic Reyes. Round 4. Dominic Reyes lands a huge left to start the round, backing Jones up, and then he lands another big left. So Dominic Reyes has already started this round on the front foot. John Jones shoots for a takedown. Arguably, was he hurt from those 2 lefts? There's a good chance that he was. Shoots for a takedown, creates a scramble, and manages to take the challenger, Dominic Reyes, down to the mat. Reyes is tired at this point. He just fought off a takedown, but he still ended up, in the... Well, he's still allowed John Jones to end up in the dominant position. Nice elbow from John Jones while they're down on the floor. The fight gets back to its feet. Big step in left hook from Jones lands. Reyes is tired. He's missing, but he's still moving, and he's relying on bursts of output. He's not consistently putting together sustained, effective striking attacks like he did in that first round, like he did in the second round. He is fading, but like I said, he's relying on bursts. He's relying on putting together 4 or 5 shots and then backing off for long periods of times. Jones finishes the round with a big hook that seems to rock Reyes ever so slightly. 10-9 to John Jones. So going into the final round, I have it at 2-2. Dominic Reyes wins round 1 and round 2. John Jones wins round 3 and round 4. It all comes to this final round. And for me, this is where John Jones really shows his championship mettle. Reyes is busy early with his boxing. John Jones lands a good straight and an elbow. Really good body kicks by John Jones. They land hard, and they do seem to take a lot out of Dominic Reyes. Reyes, again, is relying on 1s and 2s in bursts, but he's never putting together a sustained attack. For me, round 5 is a 10-9 for John Jones. So I've got John Jones dominating rounds 4 and rounds 5. I was a little mistaken when I was talking just now. Round 3 is extremely close, but like I said, Dominic definitely slowing down, really slowing down. From round 3, 4, and 5, he really was slowing down. But I've got John Jones dominating round 4 and really dominating round 5. On the official scorecards, I think 49-46 is an absolute joke. How you think Dominic Reyes only won 1 round? is shocking in my opinion. But for me, 48-47, either way, is an absolutely fair result. My personal scorecard, looking at it, with the effective damage, the effective duration, how Dominic Reyes' shots were actually landing on John Jones because he was catching a lot of them on the guard. I had it scored for John Jones, not Dominic Reyes. So in my eyes, it's not a robbery. It's a close fight. Like I said, how the official scorecards were a unanimous decision for John Jones, 48-47, 48-47, and the joke card, 49-46. John Jones to retain his light heavyweight title in what was probably one of the harder fights of his career. I still think he won. Guys, get down in the comments and let me know if you think that he won that fight. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because the next episode of Revisiting Controversial Fights will be George St. Pierre versus Johnny Hendricks. So be sure to look out for that one, guys. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.